It was really fortuitous, and of course, my wife would say it was all due to her, and it really was. You know, Los Angeles and the industry is a networking industry. It really is to a great degree of who you know and who you come in contact with. My wife worked with a woman who was the bookkeeper at her office. It was an interior design firm, and she was married to Frank Lixman. And Frank Lixman was a producer who at the time was developing a medical television show called University Medical Center, along with Al Ward was the other writer. So what happened was we went to, that's the Lana Turner story, right? We went to Nate and Al's Delicatessen for a corned beef sandwich. I saw some friends and I was talking to them. My wife saw Frank Lixman, his wife was over there talking to him, was bragging about the fact that I had been just made chief resident and head and neck surgery at UCLA. Of course, Frank didn't know that everybody became a chief resident when they got to their last year, but sounded pretty good. And he said, you know, we've been trying to write this story about a medical center, but we're absolutely getting nowhere. And, you know, they keep setting us up with the heads of the departments, and no one will really tell us what goes on behind the scenes and what it's really like working at a university medical center. And my wife said, she says, well, my husband's always been a maverick. He'll be more than willing to let you know what the real scoop is, but I'll introduce you. So they introduced me, and he says, well, could we have dinner? I said, sure, we can go to dinner. So we went out to dinner. And at the time, I was working in emergency rooms, moonlighting for $70 for a 12-hour shift. And my basic function, I worked at an emergency room near the airport. And most of my time was spent giving penicillin shots to traveling salesmen. I mean, it was kind of an interesting deal. That's all they saw there. So that was the way of getting enough money to get by. And so then we went to dinner. At the end of the meal, they said, well, you know, we really like your style. We really think you could help us. Would you be willing to help us write this pilot? I said, well, I really have no experience, but I'm very busy. I'm doing, numerous cases. I'm working 16 hours a day as it is. I don't know if I would have time. I said, but I do have some free time. They said, well, we'd be willing to pay you. And I said, well, what would you pay me? And they said, well, would $50 an hour be enough? And I thought, yeah, I guess that would make it. And I came home, of course, and I'm, you're not going to believe this. Oh my God, $50 an hour. I'm going to be in the TV industry and so on.